Hi, I'm Pifi, one of the maintainers of the KCL project. I come from Ant Group from China. I come from Ant Group in China. I will use slides to introduce the KCL project in the next meeting. Happy to meet everyone here. Thank you. Hello, everyone. I'm Pifi, one of the maintainers of the KCL object. I come from Ant Group in China. I will use slides to introduce the KCL project in the next meeting. Happy to meet everyone here. Thank you. Let me see. Hello, everyone. I'm Pifi, one of the maintainers of the KCL project. I come from Ant Group in China. I will use slides to introduce the KCL project in the next meeting. Happy to meet everyone here. Thank you.
Hello. Oops.
Hello.
Hi, Eloise. How are you?
Good. I just have to drop a bit earlier today because I have a doctor's appointment that I have to get to. But yeah, I would just appreciate if we start with the voting piece today, if that's okay with you.
Oh, yeah, sure. You want to talk about it now?
Let's see where a couple of people join. I mean, after the later today, I will send out obviously information to the mailing list as well, put it on Twitter and so forth. Just
Is it like, do you like who votes, Eloise? I've been wondering that since we did
the QC vote. So more or
the
less we set the issue on the candidates.
Are you gonna run? Gonna nominate yourself?
Yeah, I think that's maybe something we have to discuss in the chairs meeting.
Okay.
Yeah, I was considering I want to contribute. Going forward, I have to just balance it with all my other open source commitments right now. So I'm in between at going from co-chair to tech lead or supporting on that on the co-chair side, but this is something I'm currently
Or
figuring
advisor,
out.
maybe we should have an advisor role or something like that. Yeah, or a lead. That makes sense. Okay, so it's 10:04. Should we get started?
Yeah. Just in the chat, please everybody find the agenda doc. And also for the people on the recording, you will also obviously find our agenda doc on our GitHub or on our website. Okay, let's have a look at the agenda. What
You
did
got
you just post the same doc? Oh,
yeah, but that has the link
okay,
straight to
that was
the.
today. So, introduction of newcomers is, and then we have no wrong one.
That's right. Usually we've been asking folks that are new to just maybe tell us who they are and what their interest is. And we're trying to solicit folks to tell short stories. So
Yeah, somebody deleted my issue, by the way.
we could put it back in.
Yeah, just maybe you can start with the newcomers and I put the voting in.
Yeah, so if anyone here is yeah, please introduce yourself. We just want to know what you work on and what we could what we should ask you to help us with. See a couple new faces.
I'm not a new face, but I can hop in. Because I have to leave and go attend another meeting, but I wanted to check in and then hopefully I can come back. But I'm Karina and I'm interested in revisiting the API discussion before. I know Alois, you mentioned like a working group or something and, reaching back out to the AIP guys and then, others. But I thought that would be beneficial for the tag if there are cycles. Because I know everybody's got a lot of work. And looking forward to KubeCon and seeing you all there. So, okay.
I just shared they are working on that proposal in that group, so you could take a look at it. They haven't told us about it yet, but if you want a heads up.
That's fantastic. Thank you.
All right. Anybody else? Okay.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
I'm Penfei Xu, one of the maintainers of the KCL project. I come from Ant Group in China. I will introduce the KCL project in the next meeting. Happy to meet everyone here. Thank you.
Nice. Thank you, Peng Fei. We're looking forward to that. All right, Eloise, you're up.
Yeah, just in with the issue. Yeah, so there is an issue that has actually been open for a while, but now moving forward with the process. So this is the co-chair voting. This is an issue if you want to either nominate yourself or nominate somebody else for a co-chair of the tag, because we have more or less reached the next level of voting. Put yourself in there. A couple of people are already in there as well. Also keep in mind that if you nominate somebody else, that we also need their okay. So if you nominate somebody, let them know, or at least give us a chance to reach out to those people, because otherwise we can't obviously take the nomination because we would not know whether they're going to accept it. I kept the nomination open for a bit more than 2 weeks, also taking vacation season into account. So that's the Friday in 2 weeks from now. Should be fine. I will be sharing it also on our other channel mailing list, Slack, and so forth. And a couple of candidates are already in there. Feel free to put yourself in there as well if you're really interested in that role. I also, as part of the issue, shared the responsibilities of the co-chair. So this is obviously beyond some technical expertise, more it's an organizational role, like taking care of meeting agendas, driving discussions, scheduling discussions, driving proposals, also helping with working groups, partnering with the tech leads on roadmaps and other topics, and also going forward being more involved in the sandbox projects as well. So I just found actually one issue in this submission. Sorry, the issue that I'm just fixing as we speak. The timing, we just moved this one actually a bit further. Yeah, if you want to be there, just be aware that obviously everybody is welcome. Obviously share your name, affiliation, short CV, why you want to have that role, and please also indicate how much time you're willing to spend. So tags really heavily depend on how much time you can actually put into the tag work, because tags require a lot of work. Josh knows, I know that it's really how much work you can put in there. If you think you want to still contribute but can't find the time, everybody's welcome. But yeah, I think as Josh, you put it in yours as well. I think like 1 day a week is what you should consider the effort to be. Not every week is the same, obviously, but depending on what we're working on, this is the time you should have available. Because there will only be, or there will be 3 co-chairs that have to share their workload. That's why we want to find a good balance between the 3 people to distribute work. Yeah, that's it. I'll share it also with, as mentioned, on our other channels, and then wait 2 weeks and then submit it to the TUC. That's it for the voting. So now that we have this one in, let's move to the fun parts, Josh.
Yes. Okay, so this next one is just kind of short. I just wanted to mention it. Like, we still want to get a pre-day project meeting for KubeCon Chicago, and we want to get a booth. I'm gonna write to the planners today. And then write that down actually. Josh, to write to Cody Lisk and see if that might be the best way to do it, because I haven't heard anything. Did you hear anything, Eloise?
No, usually we get a notification on the mailing list, but also the mailing list sometimes is weird right now because you have to approve all of those messages, so they might have gotten lost as well.
I could turn off those messages, by the way, the ones that are coming to the leads channel. I need to
Yes.
turn those off. That's a preference somewhere in the Zoom. It has been getting annoying. Okay, but we haven't otherwise heard about it. Okay, well, if we hear, let me know. I'll write to that guy.
I think it's also still a bit early. I think it's usually 2 months-ish in advance of KubeCon that they're working on this. But I think
Okay.
it's good to reach out and get a bit more details, yeah.
Next item, Ouija artifacts. We have 2 people that are nominated. The group has pretty much unanimously said they're good. I think it's on the tag leads to approve. So take a look at those things. If you have any issues, tell us. There's a PR to merge them in.
Yeah, I think we also have to talk to the TUC, so we can't just create the, well, we have the working group, we should just, yeah, let's send it also to the TUC. Usually it should be.
We have it on the mailing list, at least we've shared it. Is that,
Okay,
you mean?
did we share it with the vote in the, in the subject, because otherwise you won't get votes from the TUC.
No, do we need votes? That was what wasn't clear. We didn't get votes for the last Ouija chairs we added because we determined we didn't need them.
Yeah, let me double check with Amy whether we also need it for working group chairs. I mean, for TUC chairs we need it, for tech leads we need them. Yeah, I can talk to Amy. I think as procedures are changing, I'm not always 100% certain myself, to be honest.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so let's try to finish that out so we could just finalize that. Those folks are acting as the leads right now. The biggest thing for today really that I wanted to share is that the technical oversight committee wants to delegate more of the, at least starting with the sandbox stuff, to the tags. One of the first things that they're pursuing is the annual reviews, because there's a huge backlog right now. And so there are 4 that are tagged for tag app delivery. We now have some official guidance. I posted it in the chat. Sorry, not the chat, the notes, but I'll post it in the chat right now. What I would propose is, if there are folks here that are passionate or willing to take on a couple hours and review, choose one of those 4, create an issue in our repo, in our issue tracker, so we can see what's going on, and then follow those instructions in that guidance that I just posted. Yeah, I mean, we really could use support there. I don't know what else to say. So folks want to help with those.
I think we should also then assign them to people so that people know who to talk to. I'm happy to take like one. I also haven't worked with the new sandbox review process. I have to look into it myself, to be honest.
Yeah, so this isn't sandbox submissions, which we should also keep an eye on. And KCL will be coming to present to us next week. And there are a couple other ones that have come in which we need to consider, which are Silver Surfer came in like a couple days ago, and Kraken, KRKN, which is a test framework. Those are other couple, but this is separate. This is annual reviews.
Oh, okay, that's the annual reviews. Okay, sorry, I got that wrong. Okay.
Is it the same 4 that are on there for like the 2022 reviews?
Yep.
Okay.
Pending ones. ORAS and Porter, really, we should ask the artifacts folks, come to think of it, because they're both pretty heavy on packaging. Yeah, I guess we can discuss. Does anybody here want to take any of those on? I'm being really forward as much as I ever am.
I'm interested in what's involved. I don't know. I've never done one of those, so that's tough to say if I would want to do it. I'm interested.
May I propose, as we're doing this the first time, that we pick one, go over it together, and then we fan out for the other ones. I think we might have some questions. Let's just like pick just the first one on the list, and maybe Colin, Josh, and we collaborate on like getting the first one done. If it's really straightforward, I think we can move on to the other ones. They're not like super critical for the projects anyways, but I think we can all learn as we are collaborating on this one. And then it should be easier. Ideally, we can also assign 2 people. Going forward, it might also make it more manageable. And also
I'd
be
be
better from.
I can bring somebody from our team too to try to expand the footprint a little bit.
Yeah, that would be awesome. If you have someone, Colin, in mind, they could just open an issue and say, I'm working on the ORAS, tag us in, and we'll all get on it together.
Sounds good. I'll look at the 4.
Yeah, choose one that fits well. CDK8S might be pretty interesting.
See the link you posted there in chat is that the guideline?
That's the instructions.
Okay, that's the instructions, and then there is a markdown. There's a doc that I found. This is still relevant to this link?
To some degree, yeah, that's the high level, but then the one that I posted is where Emily and some of the other folks have been putting together the exact process.
Okay.
They kind of want us to try to follow that, I guess, and give feedback.
I see, and there's a Google Doc in there too. Okay.
Yeah, ultimately that issue is copied from other threads.
Yeah, I can take Porter. I can take the Porter one. I have worked with the project already, like as part of help me out. Potato Head. I have some background in the project as well.
Okay. Next item on the list is Marcelo Grabois, but he's not here, so we'll skip that one. I'll move it to the next week if he wants to present. And that's it. There's upcoming meetings I put down. There is a deep dive on the platform's maturity model, which is scheduled for next week, I think, next Wednesday. And the platform's meeting is on Tuesday, platform's project meeting. And then next Friday, I think, is the next artifacts meeting.
And then we have a meeting between Platforms Working Group and Cartographos to kind of compare and share notes on the maturity models to synchronize their. Trying to remember when that meeting is. That's for a couple of weeks from now, I think.
I think it's next week also, yeah, on Wednesday or Thursday.
Okay. Hope not Wednesday.
Okay.
Yeah, that's Thursday. Yep.
So if that's all, then maybe we don't have anything else to discuss right now.
Any help you would need, Josh, for KubeCon?
Yeah, I mean, in terms of planning, assuming we can get a pre-day meeting, then we need to plan out what that will be. If we want to do like what we did last time, was some time for the working groups and the tags, and then some time for some projects to come and talk. That was pretty popular. Same thing with the booth. If we want to get some time for projects to come and talk about themselves.
Yeah. Regarding pre-day meetings, assume we don't get one on the venue. Do you know whether Red Hat has some space in Chicago that we could probably use?
That's interesting. If it's a small scale thing, then maybe, yeah, I might be able to get us a space. We have a sales office here. Red Hat is actually running in a pre-day event also, OpenShift Commons, they call it.
Yeah, they were in the Commons one, yeah.
There's a lot of pre-day things, which is
that's why I think we might have more the space issue than like getting a set of people together. I think if we can keep it to a reasonable number. I know that we don't have one that I could offer. But yeah, maybe see who wants to join for a pre-day event. Maybe we create an issue of the people who want to join, and even we might find a space to run it anyways.
Okay, yeah, I mean, there's been, it's not, we haven't run a colo because this is like nonprofit, like this is not, you know, vendors or anything, so they did have, like at all the previous KubeCons, there have been numerous project meetings, so I'm hoping that, you know, they'll facilitate it this time. But let me find the issue. I think we have an open issue for KubeCon.
There is one for KubeCon planning.
Yeah, here, number 408. Let me tag it into the notes too.
Corner plays, yes.
Yeah, so that's the thread. I did have a Slack thread at the same time, and a few more people chimed in. Yeah, I'm just going based on, you know, in Detroit and in Amsterdam, it was a pretty positive experience. You know, we got about 20, 30 maintainer types in the room, and discovered some synergies, you know, ironed out some of our strategies, like the way we approach prototypes. I would say we kind of figured out there. And we're pursuing that now gradually and slowly in the website.
Yeah, I think we should at least try to get all working group lead chairs and the chairs and the TC together.
Yeah.
If possible. I mean, there's a lot going on. It's always the challenge with KubeCon.
Yeah. So yeah, we should definitely get a room if we can. Hopefully CNCF will spot. I mean, McCormick Place is a huge place. I live in Chicago, so I have an advantage. It's a really big place. So hopefully they'll get us a room like they did in Amsterdam and Detroit. And if not, then see what we can figure out.
Sounds good.
Maybe we'll open up like a CFP kind of thing like we did last time, just to solicit, you know, 10 or 15 lightning talks to distribute.
Yeah, I think we should just have some dedicated time with the working group chairs. Because it's one of the few chances we might see most people in real life and have some interaction.
Yeah, exactly. There are a few conflicting colo events, which I honestly, I'm debating, like, should I submit for these CFPs? There's Backstage Con, there's an App Developer Con, and there's a GitOps or whatever kind of con, Argo Con, I guess. Which is a multi-tenancy con that Saeem has been talking about. So, yeah. I don't know what. I guess I'm sharing that I personally am conflicted. Like, do I submit to those? But then, you know, if I won't be able, the OpenShift Commons is the same day. I'm sure I could support there. It's hard.
Yeah, let's put it out there, share it on the mailing list and see what we can get together. I think it shouldn't all be. Maybe we can distribute also the load of running the events, obviously.
Yeah, that would be amazing. So yeah, chime in on that issue. We'll keep letting people know. I guess if we do secure a room, then we'll post it in the Slack and maybe more people will chime in there. Okay.
Right. Yeah, I think then that's all on the agenda.
Yep.
Okay.
So I guess we'll see you all in a couple weeks and see you online.
Yeah. And yeah, I'll send out the emails the voting.
Oh yeah, thank you, Alois. See you all soon.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Josh.